Wow, we got a new opening. I'm so excited. Okay, as normal, my brothers are a little late. Luke has a trainee who will be joining us later. And Jake, as always, will be talking about machines and maintenance and all that kind of stuff. So I am going to start, and we're going to talk a little bit about stuff that's going on here, stuff I've been doing, stuff to come. But I wanted to say, I'm giving up my magic wand right now, because next week I get to use my mouse. So I've got to start getting used to mousing. And unless, modern technology has changed, this mouse has an extra button. So I suspect that next week, around this time, I may actually know what this button does. So I'm getting excited. This is the hibiscus pattern. It's very pretty. I don't know if it will be on the machine. Don't know. So stay tuned. Our gentleman friends will be over in Detroit next week and camping out at Bernina University. Yeah. So we'll know more on how I'm going to use this puppy next week. Oh, it's a mouse. Silly me. All right. So,
Carrie,
are you going to jump in?
Yep.
All right.
We got some fun stuff to talk about.
All right. They're going to talk about training and a long arm. And
did you mention our new serger thing that we're doing?
No, I haven't gotten that opportunity yet. You're you're more in time than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah, we're always fashionably late here. So we are doing some long arm training today, and I thought this would be a fun time to have Carrie, who just recently purchased a Q24 with the robot, come on and talk a little bit about her experience. One thing that we're really proud about here at Primitive Gatherings in our department is the training for the long arm, because it's really tough, and I feel like there's not a lot of training as like an industry standard. So Carrie, tell us a little bit about like your history with quilting, a little bit about your quilting journey.
Well, I've been quilting for quite a while, probably 25, 30 years I've been quilting on and off. And probably about 7 years ago, I decided to go more to a long arm, my own quilting. And the machine that I purchased, I bought from what I thought was going to be a really reputable shop, and they were closed within a year after I bought it. The initial training I had was about 2 hours. Here's how you turn it on. Here's how.
And that was robotics and everything.
And that was robotics and everything. And so over the years that I've had it, a lot of the things that I've learned on it were my own research.
Yeah.
YouTube's classes at other shops that had the same software, maybe not the same machine. So I struggled my way through it. Probably within 3 to 4 years, I was finally comfortable with it.
I would like to say that that's like a unique experience, a unique bad experience. But honestly, I think it was probably most people's experience.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah. Not a lot of training. You asked about assembly too. I went and picked up the machine, brought it home, and put it together myself. So it was a day.
One of the things that we do, we put a value on it because obviously we want people to know that there is a value in the setup and delivery, but we don't even make that optional. We include it for free when you buy a long arm, and it's mostly it's for the customer. It's a really great value, obviously, but mostly it's honestly for us, because if you sell someone a machine, these things are not cheap, right? No. And if a lady is calling us and saying that she's having some issues, like, we need to know first and foremost that the thing was initially set up properly, because that can be a big, Yeah.
Well, my instance, the setup wasn't right. And
I didn't know. Tell us about this, Barb. This is new. I didn't know.
You were there. You were doing something else. I got a Q20 and I purchased it when I went to Paducah, but it was delivered through Bixby's because you weren't in business as a Bernina dealer yet.
So this is before. Okay.
And I had put one together in a showroom before, so I had some experience with it. But my install kit did not include the bolts that went from
anchored,
the
I
frame,
remember now. Yeah.
went from the frame into the head. So I was having tension issues because my machine was moving.
Yeah. So a lot of the
Yeah.
the sit down models, there, if you look at the bottom of a Q20 or a Q16, there's a channel with several locking nuts. And what we do, and people are kind of like lazy sometimes, and they don't do the extra step of actually bolting the machine to the table. And if you're out there and you have a Q20 or a Q16, make sure that it is actually bolted underneath to the machine, because that's a pretty big deal. And that's something that I think is actually kind of unique with the Berninas, because I didn't, that was new to me, because all the other, like, I want to say like the Sweet 16 handy quilters, and I know that, what is the Baby Lock is like a Tiara or something like that. It's their sit down model. They're very similar, but none of those are actually anchored to the table. They just set in the table. And with the Berninas, that's really nice that that's anchored there. So tell us, speaking of other machines, tell us a little bit about why you chose the Bernina, what you like about it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what caught my attention of the Bernina was a YouTube video that I came across that you and Jake had done on how to load the machine. And when I saw you load the machine, I'm like, oh, this is going to save me a ton of time, because I was, prior to the zip leaders, I was pinning on to the leaders. To me, it felt like it almost took as long to load the quilt as it did to quilt the quilt.
Yeah.
It was just such an arduous job. So the video that you had to do that, then just the features of the machine itself. Yeah. I mean, it just, it runs. I mean, now that I've come to this shop and seen them, they run like silk. I mean, mine was a little noisier than this one. I mean, every machine makes noise, but this one really runs very smoothly. The software that comes with it is extremely,
it's intuitive.
It's very intuitive. It's very user friendly.
Because we were talking, your other machine had the Pro Stitcher.
Had the Pro Stitcher software, which once I found training on it and learned it, it was easier to use. Yeah. But the big screen, and my daughter was here with me yesterday, and she loves the big screen. She thought that was the greatest thing, because the buttons are, you can actually read the buttons.
So there's like there's some pros and cons.
The other ones
there.
Were really tiny.
So when I finally switched over and did the Bernina, because I have experience with a bunch of different models, and I noticed a couple things. So the first thing is the big screen is really nice. However, it was the one thing that is kind of different is having to walk back and forth a little bit more
with the machine.
Yeah,
that was the only thing I found.
Sometimes when you are doing things, I will, because I want to be fully, whatever, I'll tell the truth, right? The big screen is nice for designing, and I don't mind walking back and forth, but sometimes I do miss having like the tablet right there.
That's my learning curve right now.
Yeah.
Is I'm looking to the machine, because I was used to that little tablet
on
the machine that moved with me.
And you do some things on the head,
now I
but
kind of
not
got to go,
everything.
oh, wait, I have to go back over there. So, I mean, it's learning.
You'll get your steps in.
Yeah, I'll get my steps in.
I think the
all
pros,
4 of them.
I think the pros do outweigh the cons.
Totally.
I like the bigger screen as well. You can kind of see. And I'll say, too, that I was once semi-proficient with the Pro Stitcher, and we have a bunch of handy quilters that were traded in with that Pro Stitcher, and I tried to go back to it, and I don't know, I'm trying to remember how to do things, because I want to sell my Infinity that I have, because that's a big machine that we need to so if anyone out there want an Infinity, okay, email me. I'd give a really good deal. But I went to try it because I know it runs, it works, and I was just trying to set it up, and for some reason it just didn't. And I've ran this before. It just wasn't as intuitive, I feel like.
It's not.
With the icons. So
you got to search a little.
And I do know, in all fairness, again, I know that the Pro Stitcher has some pretty cool features that are nice. And I think it's a really good robot. If I wasn't with the Bernina, I think I would do the Pro Stitcher. Is not a bad choice for robotics. But it just, I couldn't. And like I'm sitting here, I want to film it running because I know the lady was running it for me, and I want to film it running so I can sell it, and I couldn't figure out how to use the thing. So So talk a little bit about, well, I'll give you a little bit of some props here. So we're just beginning day 2 of training, which is also included in the purchase of the Q24. And she's already doing, like, we got to go back and do some more basic stuff because she's already doing the things that usually take people a little bit longer. So she's really like a fish in water with the robotics, probably because you have some experience.
Yeah.
So
Studied that a little bit.
Because you're already advancing the quilts, realigning and nesting the patterns up and doing a great job with accuracy and all that. Now we actually have to go back and just maybe thread it for a while, do some more basic stuff.
Basics.
How to wind up bobbin.
When people come for training, and we have a decent amount of time. 2 days is a decent amount of time, but usually we kind of gloss over some of the basics to get to the things that I think are more difficult, So, I mean, I know you can look at the manual and learn how to thread it. So I'm not going to go over 2 hours of getting you'll have some experience hands-on threading it, but we don't do a lot of things because there is a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that you can design, and I want to make sure that you can advance and accurately nest that pattern and realign the safe areas, what we say in Bernina language.
Yeah.
So you can do, those edge to edges by the time you get the machine. So tomorrow is delivery.
Tomorrow's delivery.
Pending the carpet guy.
Pending the carpet guy. Please, carpet guy, come and stretch.
If you're watching this, the carpet guy might be. No, he's probably not watching.
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, anybody who's got any questions who's watching, please send us some questions here so we can. Do you have anything yet? Come on, people. This has got to be interactive. Everyone's shy.
I'm shy.
So, what else do we have? Did I ask everything I wanted to ask? Do you have anything else you want to say at the end here?
All I know, this has been a really good experience.
Good.
It has overall.
It's not over yet. No,
it's not over yet, but
I don't think they're going to blow it
the
today,
problems
so,
that the frustrations, I should say, I had with the machine that is leaving my home caused this all to go into motion. My wonderful husband was the one that said, just find a different machine. And when I started looking, this was the one. And coming here to the shop, you guys totally, I mean, everybody that I talked to knew the machine, knew the features, any questions, you guys have the answer for it.
Thank you.
So,
this is, like I said, we are a full service Bernina dealership, and we have Barb that is our resident serger expert, does a lot of the embroidery things. But for me, Jake and I, we love the quilting machines. And I think that is what was most missing in this little industry, because I worked for other companies. I did that. I saw what the training programs were. I've left people's houses not feeling good that person knew what was going on in the past. As a much younger person, I have to be honest, right? I had a job.
That was your
My
job.
job was to deliver and train somebody in one day. And when we started this thing up, I said, that's not how we're going to do this. If we invest more time and some expense, because it costs money for Jake and I to do this, but if we do this, we will stand apart from the industry for sure in the long arm department. So if you are out there and you are interested in quilting, whether it's for yourself or you want to start a business, we were even talking about maybe doing some training for people that, maybe you're not local and you're not going to buy a long arm from us, but we want to do like a quilt boot camp where you come and get the same training that Carrie is getting, where I promise you, especially if the goal is edge to edge, you will be able to use your Qmatic and be up and running in no time.
For sure.
Give us a call, send us an email. We'd love to help you and work out a deal for you to come and stay, because we also have a, bed and breakfast style thing where you can come, a retreat center where you can come and stay and, stay for 2 days. And we'll definitely teach you how to use your Qmatic. That's for sure. So I have one other thing to do, and then Carrie and I are going to go back, because as much as I'd love to sit here, we got to get Carrie training. She's paying for this machine. I got to make sure tomorrow she knows what's going on. So anybody have any questions about anything here?
Well, so someone was wondering if you would go to, I think, eastern Minnesota. So what are your boundaries?
Yeah. So what we do is with Bernina, we want to just make sure that we can service the customer. So, sometimes everything mechanical can have issues. Sometimes we need to make a little house call. So as long as it's within a certain range, like I actually find myself out in Western Wisconsin occasionally. So as long as you're able to get here and be get the training in person, and you're not too far away where we can get out to get you and help you out if there's a problem. What we don't want to do is we don't want to outkick our coverage. Okay. And that means because there's a lot of people that we can sell machines to that it becomes too hard to help them out. Now, a lot of things we can solve through FaceTime and things like that. And honestly, 99% of the time, there's not anything wrong with the machine, but sometimes there is. Sometimes we do need to go there in person and help somebody out. So we just want to make sure that we can help you and we don't get greedy and sell machines that we can't get and help you. You know what I mean? Because I did that. I did that when I worked for a different company, and we delivered machines all over the country. And, I just didn't feel, after doing that for a while, I'm like, this is just, it's kind of a hard thing if you're somebody who wants to feel good about what you do. And having people that are your customers all over the country and knowing that they're kind of on your own, it offends my Midwestern sensibilities.
Yes. Yes.
So if you're interested, let me know where you're from. And if you're not too far, because we do travel, we drive, we'll go several hours. We have no problem with that. But we do want to make sure that you're within a territory that we can service you. That's very important. And Bernina wants us to make sure that that's the case as well. However, there is something called a warranty transfer. And this is really interesting because Bernina will let you buy your machine from a different dealer. Like you could buy your machine from us. We could do the training. We can do the setup. And then what we do is we can give part of the sale to another Bernina dealer. It's something that we do. Like I just did it for a lady who bought a machine down in Paducah. She got a really good deal, and she's local here. And essentially this other dealer owes me some money for giving her the classes. So Bernina really wants to make sure that the customers are taken care of. So any other questions?
Yeah. Do you want to touch on, I know before you talked about classes. Do you want to, so if she bought a used machine, does this mean she could have a class for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'll take your money. All right. I'll teach you how to use it. As long as it's a Bernina. Well, I could probably help with some other brands, but honestly, I'm not as comfortable with the other brands. I do have experience with handy quilters, and I have experience with the Baby Locks and some of the other, the Juki, long arm, some of the other stuff. But honestly, I don't like them. I like the Bernina. That's why I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
We have a really cool location here, and I don't mean to be whatever, but we could probably sell whatever brand long arm we wanted to. I'm sure any company would love to be able to have their stuff here, but we wanted to do one thing and do it really well. And one of the benefits of working in the places I've worked in the past was I was exposed to the Bernina, and I just knew, I'm like, this thing is sweet.
It is.
It is. It just was quieter. The domestic needle, I swear, I'm like ad nauseum saying the same things. But the domestic sewing machine needle, that is not my opinion. That is not a subjective thing. That's objectively different than anything else on the market.
Yeah.
And it's just better. Sorry, it's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
It's better.
So, all right, what else we got? I do have a cool quilt I have to show before. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So, let's see here. So you would want to go with the studio frame, and it's not too bad to set up, but you'd probably want to talk to a local dealer just in case you need help, because that's kind of far away. But if you don't have a local dealer, give me a call and I can talk to the people at Bernina. We can figure out how to get you a frame for that, because one of the really great things about the Berninas as well is that every one of the models, because the stitch regulators are built into the stitch plate, all of them, all you do is you put it on the frame, and the handlebars actually come with the frame. So whether you have it has to actually, I misspoke. It's got to be a Q16 plus. So you'll have to look at your machine and make sure that it's a plus, because one of the difference between the 16 and the 16 plus is you don't have the additional electronics to use the handlebar. So you might not be able to do that. So I get confused too sometimes because they actually have two Q16 models. All right, what else we got? I see that there's some. Oh yeah, so Wendy, absolutely. Like where do you live? Comment where you live. I mean, not exactly, we don't know who's watching, but.
It's not a plus, Pat says.
No. So you're going to have to trade that in. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Really.
There is a small difference. Yeah, Wendy, absolutely. Email us and we can schedule a time. Right now we're a little bit busy because this week we're training and setting up, and next week of course is BU, and God only knows what'll be going on after that when they release that new 990. But I mean, any day that I'm here and I'm running those machines, you can come in. And also, I mean, it's not just me. Colleen too helped out.
Colleen did great.
Yes.
Colleen helped me yesterday.
Yeah. So we have a great team here of people. Tyler, Colleen, myself, Jake. Anyone is capable of doing a little class. So, all right, what else we got? Yeah, so you're gonna have to figure out that you're gonna have to probably do a trade, and I'm not gonna lie, if you are considering a frame model, ask Barb here. She's getting rid of hers and using her 990 and embroidery hoop. It's just it's hard to do that. I mean, you did really well though. You won an award.
Yes, that I've had a quilt go to Paducah that I did on my Q20 by myself. And it's lovely, and I love doing free motion, but yeah, anything bigger than like a twin is really difficult to move around.
And now I'm guessing that because the 790 Pro can read the long arm BQM files, that there's no way this new 990 is not going to be able to do that. So you're going to be able to have a large hoop.
Bigger than jumbo.
Bigger than jumbo hoop.
Bigger than jumbo.
Right? We're thinking. Okay. And you're going to be able to run the long arm files that I run on that 990. Now, if you're interested in custom quilting, where you're just going to do it block at a time anyways,
that's the perfect
solution. Thing is going to probably be able to do more precise things than the long arm.
Yeah.
Because those embroidery, it's more of a I just feel like it's detailed. Exactly. So you're just going to hoop this thing and just move it around, and there might be a lot of Q20 trade-ins, sit downs because the 990. So that's where I think that I'm hoping that this price gets justified, because I think it's actually going to be a legitimate quilting machine.
Yeah.
With robotics. Yeah. Only instead of having a frame, you're going I'm a Bernina snob all the way. Me too. Sometimes I feel a little bit pretentious saying it, but
I'm a Bernina girl.
Yeah.
I tell everybody.
Well, when I was talking to Carrie here, when she was considering buying it, and I probably told it to a lot of you who are watching who bought this for me, but I think sometimes, and it's kind of crazy to say that people feel like they need to be an expert to justify a large purchase. And I totally understand that, because most people feel like you need the entry level, and then you advance to something a little nicer. And then, once you are good, then you can spend the money. And I get that. That makes sense. But here's the problem is when you're a beginner, what you really need is all that stuff that the nice machine offers.
Yeah.
Because like right now for me, I learned on the Bernina. I was never as proficient. Even when I sold to actually use the thing, I was just like every other guy. Yeah, write your name with it. Ooh, cool. All right, here you go. Right.
Yeah.
But when I use the Bernina, I'm like, oh, I could actually make money with this thing. And that's kind of, now I sell them second and I use it first. Right. Because I can run 3 of them at the same time. So if Carrie wants to buy it, I'm happy for her. If she doesn't, I mean, that's fine with me too. I'll just go down there and keep running those machines. Right? Because that's how it works, right? But now, in all fairness, I could probably be successful with a handy quilter. I could figure it out.
You could figure it out.
You know what I mean? But the digital tension and all that stuff really helps you when you're a beginner.
Yeah.
So
The stitch quality is really good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I noticed that first off.
Yeah.
The stitch
Yeah.
quality is, you're beating my stitch quality, what I have now. So
I hope so.
totally.
That being said, anybody out there who's interested in a Crown Jewel 3?
Crown Jewel 3
So I'm gonna. So Carrie's gonna.
runs like a charm.
Yeah, Carrie's got a Pro Stitcher for sale, and if you want a free motion machine, it's a really great machine.
It is.
And I think $3,000-$4,000, someone can come and take that thing away, and you will be really happy if you just want to do ruler work. And what type of frame? A 10-foot frame?
Yes.
So I'll have that here. Hopefully by tomorrow, everything with the carpet guy goes good, and we pick up her machine. But if you are looking for a nice, Baby Lock, that's a nice machine.
Mhm.
It's a good machine.
It is.
I don't know, we talked a lot about it. We won't do that here about the robotics and stuff, but I wasn't really that interested in that because I think where that machine's second life is going to be very useful is as a first machine for somebody who wants to be, sub $5,000, have is it 16 or 18? Is it 18?
I think it's 18.
Yeah, 18-inch throat machine. It's a Baby Lock. It's good. It's just she wanted to do robotics and it just became kind of a mess. So that being said, we make it less complicated. It's going to be a really nice free motion machine. All right. Any other questions here before I show off this amazing quilt?
What's going on October 7th through the 10th?
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that the coat one?
That's the coat.
Yeah.
All right.
Pam, you got to come. Pam, you can pick up your 90 that day as well.
Yeah. The only trouble is that the October 7th through 10th are full. All right. We have two coat classes going that week. Lisa will be with me, and we are going to make some people very happy and make coats with antique quilts or other stuff. And it's so popular that I have 20 people on a waiting list. So we have made arrangements for classes in January, February, and March. So if you are still interested and want to join us, you can call the gathering. Do they have it? Okay, they have the information and you can sign up. So that's what's going on October 7th through 10th. Full. Sorry.
We might have to make an exception for Pam. She's a VIP.
Oh, okay.
Hit me up, Pam.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What else we have? You know what I just noticed is we were late and we didn't hang this amazing quilt behind us. I'm looking at it why do we look like we're in a cubicle? And I was like, oh yeah, normally something hanging behind.
We're in the blank studio today.
We got a lot going on. We had a lot going on yesterday too.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. The stitch regulator, Becky, is the bomb, in fact, and nothing else does compare. And what she's saying is not hyperbole. That is true because every other machine on the market with a stitch regulator has encoders. So what stitch regulation is, for those of you who are watching and don't know, that is what makes the machine have those even stitches. As you vary your speed, the motor either speeds up or slows down, and you get a set stitch per inch, okay? However, every other machine on the market has these wheels, and they're encoders. And what it is you have an X and a Y. One goes, back and forth, or one goes left and right, and it rolls on a track. But what happens is you have a track, you have a wheel, and you have a spring. And what requires it to work is that these wheels have positive contact on that track on every spot on that 10 or 12 foot frame, right? Now, if you lose spring tension, or you have some crud on the track, or you have some sort of non-level issue, or you have a bump on your track, anything that can upset that encoder results in skip stitches. So if you have a machine that has encoders, the number one, when we sold those machines, the number one customer service issue was I have skip stitches, and it's all whether the spring is failing or needs to be tightened, or the track, or the clean, or whatever. That's how every other machine accomplishes stitch regulation. The Bernina has two non-moving BSR sensors that are watching the fabric. Whether you're moving the fabric or you're moving the machine, it's watching it, and there's no moving parts, and there's no maintenance other than just to make sure that you brush the thing out, right? So you don't have like a rat's nest in there. Yep.
I gotta go.
You gotta go?
I gotta go.
All right.
So
You got an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk.
Can
What do I
talk
got to
about
do?
that?
Yeah,
Talk
we'll
about
talk. Okay,
Talk about that.
perfect.
Okay.
What is the deal? What
Okay.
actually? You do this real fast.
Okay. All
Real
right.
quick.
This is Dinosaur 1 T-Rex. It will be a class that we will have here at the gathering on August 20th. We're making up kits. It is in the calendar. I think you can go to events and look for this. I don't have a flyer on it yet because I don't have some information. But
This has been in the works in a while, and we
Yeah.
know that people are going to love this.
August 20.
I haven't gotten any information on that,
No, you haven't.
so it's not on the calendar.
I think Peggy knows about it, but yeah.
So I do
Yeah.
the calendar, you gotta get that.
Yeah, we got to get a flyer together.
So you guys
But-
got a sneak peek if you
but
want to
yeah.
do this.
It's so cute. But yeah, we have Katrina helping us out that day. She's
Yeah,
lead director.
she designed
It's
this
her
thing. Yeah,
design.
it's her design. She did
Yes,
an amazing job.
Yes. So we will be having some fun making Mr. T-Rex. All right, I got to go.
All right, Barb.
I will have more Surger stuff for you soon.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so let's finish up here. Let's let Barb escape here first.
Drop my mic.
You're gonna get it anyway.
Oh, you got it.
All right, and we have a quilt to show, and it's an amazing quilt. All right, so let's finish up with Barb's announcements here. And if anybody else has any more questions, ask them, and I'll get to them. But let's talk about the embroidery 102. So because 101 was such a hit, and I know that's filled, we have an embroidery 102 class that we are going to have. We're finally getting the ball rolling on all these things, and we're really excited about this. So this is going to be, I'd imagine, a little bit more advanced, Barb, correct? 102?
102, yes.
Yep, so a little bit more advanced, and it's going to be great. So if you have a Bernina embroidery machine, you should definitely come attend this class. I've seen the project here in person. I'm looking at this now, and those are the little journal covers, I believe. And she made one out of a cork material and one out of a leather material. I saw the samples, and it's really, really great. So for those of you who are interested in that, that's going to be August 8th from 9 to 4. If you're somebody who is curious about embroidery, whether it's the embroidery 101 or 102, I think this is going to be something that will be like a revolving thing as we go on because it's so popular. And you don't have an embroidery machine. Let's say you have a 770, but you don't have the module. If you want some experience on this, I have no problem providing a module and selling you a module if that's what you need, or taking trade-ins on the 790 or whatever, 590, whatever embroidery machine you want, because it is really cool. And I think some of the people who are watching, you're not interested in embroidery. Most people who come in looking at a sewing machine, they go, I just want quilting and I want sewing, right? And everyone's kind of like, I'm not interested in the embroidery, because when they think of embroidery, they think of someone's monogram towels or
Until
the
you
50th
do embroidery.
or the 50th anniversary pillows and all that stuff. But we can really do a lot of really great things, including quilting. So embroidery 102, I'm assuming that's on the calendar. That's going to be on the calendar. That's on the calendar.
I believe so.
That one's on the calendar.
Yeah.
The 102.
Yes.
Okay, so that one is on the calendar. So that one you can sign up for. Okay, so was there any questions? Otherwise, I got to show this amazing quilt off. What do we got? I like this. This group of people watching are doing really good. It's more interactive. It's hard when nobody asks questions.
Nobody asks a question.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anything else? All right. Yeah, the code class is going to be amazing.
I think that's it.
Okay, so let's show you something that I am excited. Will you help me hold this up here? Okay, so this is a quilt from one of our VIP customers, Vicky Ulrich. Okay, and this is, I don't know the name of it, but I'm pretty sure this is our design. Here, hold this up here. There we go, just like that. So this is amazing. I absolutely love the gray aesthetic. It's so cool. and we did a crosshatch on it. And I did a 2-inch crosshatch on it, or an inch and a half crosshatch. And it's amazing. I designed it and started it, but Tyler actually finished this thing, and he did an amazing job again on this crosshatch, which can be a more challenging design. And Carrie, we'll talk about this afternoon, about some designs that you might want to practice before you go on, because this one, when it goes wrong, it goes very, very wrong. But this is just an awesome, awesome quilt. Do we know what the name of this one is? Anybody? Okay. I think this is our design.
It is ours. I don't know the name.
Okay. Yeah, it is ours. But yeah, I wanted to show that one off. So we did invisible thread on this one. And this is over wool applique, which is, you know, it will make some of the ladies out there clutch their pearls because they think that that's like sacrilege or whatever. But it looks great. It looks fantastic. And you can't even tell it's over that unless you look really, really close. So there we go. And it makes the cost of it go down. This one was only $277. Here, actually, I'll take
Thank
that.
you.
Sorry, normally it's Jake, so I'm only like here. I forgot you're the guest. Okay. Yeah, so that one was only $277. So that's a bargain if you're comparing that to, you know, custom quilting, unless you got the hookup, you know, and then maybe you know somebody that will, you know, help you out. So do we have any other questions? Otherwise, we're going to get to training here. Yeah, where was Joel? Is it Jolyn? How do you say that, Jolyn?
I think it's Jolyn.
Yeah, give us a call and email me, and I can talk to you about where you are in Minnesota, because I find myself out there by Minneapolis a lot. So if you're close to that, give us a call, and we can figure out a way to get you taken care of. Because you want, if you're going to want a long arm, you want the Q24 or Q20 with the Q-matic, if that's what you're interested in. Anything else? If we don't have anything else, we're going to sign off here. Oh, what do we have?
Your prize winners.
Ah, prize winners. I have to take over this because normally this is Barb.
That's
or here,
Barb's
actually,
job.
here.
Oh, thanks.
If you can't
This
pronounce
is
it, you can just spell it out.
Yeah.
Who got the first prize winner?
Cloherty?
Hallie
Cloherty? Cloherty.
Hallie,
She probably knows.
you win.
If I've said it wrong, everybody else has said it wrong too. Rural Quilter
Nice, nice. Congratulations.
and Wendy Nystrom.
Yeah, Wendy. I believe she was the one that was asking about the training. You as well. Give me a call, and we can see if we can get you on the calendar, and we can work out a deal for you to come and do some training. All right. So if there's nothing else, we are going to get back to it. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and thanks for the questions. We really appreciate that. I want people to feel comfortable about asking questions. There's no dumb questions. You know, we'll just make fun of you off the camera. No, just kidding. All right.
I asked them all.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good day, and we'll see you not next week because we're going to be at VU, but probably we'll have a lot to talk about when we come back. So stay tuned, and we'll probably do some live stuff. We'll figure out how to show off that 990 when we're gone next week in Detroit. So thanks, everybody.